All right, welcome back to Shelly Shit Show on the Just Ask system. And I'm going to catch everybody up to speed really quick. Okay, so here's the deal. Injunction of harassment was served to me. I went into court to fight it. I lost. I had a horrific, unreal, surreal, blown away, weird ass experience in court. So I decided to come home and do a little YouTube video and share my court experience with everybody. And I'm just going to kind of show you this right here. This is my lovely harassment charge, and I don't know if you can read it real quick, but and I'm just going to get right to it. The court system is a joke. It is such a joke. She played the pity party, feel sorry for me. And I'm going to give you kind of a description of this woman. You get a good feel for it. She's a big girl, okay? Woman. She must be 300 plus. And she never leaves her home. Never leaves her home. One of the first stories she ever told me when I first met her was that her son was murdered, and in court, the ex-husband pulled out a gun, shot, and killed the guy that killed the son, and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. That's one story. First story I ever hear from this woman, just meeting her. Then I hear that she shoots a guy in the dick, shoots him, and he bleeds out and he dies because he was trying to kidnap a child. All her stories have been horrific and always have been it had something to do with a gun. A gun, always with a gun. She lies throughout everything, totally just blowing the shit, like big time into lies. He hook, line, and sinker. He's buying all of it. Hook, line, and sinker. He's buying into all of it. And the judge did hook, line, and sinker all into it. So I didn't play the entire video because that wasn't necessary, because 90% of the video was about my experience in court with the judge. And I gave a little bit. This was it. This is all that was said about this woman. Okay, I held up the harassment injunction upside down. Of course, it's flipped upside down, and then I do a brief description of her, and that's it. Her son finds this video and alerts his mom, and mommy calls the cops. Says she violated the judge's order. This little piece right here almost put me in jail. Hee-haw!
They posted on YouTube about the harassment injunction, and she talked about me, how I weigh over 300 pounds, don't go nowhere, don't leave my house.
Who'd she say that to?
She posted it on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Posted on YouTube, and the police officer's like, who did she say that to? She posted it on YouTube, how I weigh over 300 pounds, I don't go anywhere. I'm just curious, Mike, maybe you can answer this for me, but is saying somebody that is actually 300 pounds and over and that she doesn't go anywhere is something factual? Is that considered harassment?
I wouldn't think so, but hey, you know how it is these days.
Okay. I never saw that I couldn't post on social media. Remember that? So I never saw that. I just thought I had to stay away from the woman. And the reason I never saw it is because it was on the very last page, and it was like amended at the very, very end in very small print. I never saw it. I just looked right past it. And that's my bad, because I'm pretty classic for not reading, as you know.
Especially with fine print.
Fine print, I don't. The cop went over everything with me, and that was never even mentioned. She skipped right past that part. So that was never even mentioned either. So I had no clue that I couldn't even do this when I did the video. And again, when I posted it, I literally let it sit, and I really went, okay, is there anything I'm doing in here that could be considered, a threat to her or harassing to her? And I, in myself, said, no, this is just my experience in court.
Yes, it was brought to my attention.
So she didn't send you a message. She didn't contact you. She put it on.
No.
She put it on YouTube.
No, right. She put it on YouTube, but in the injunction harassment, it says no posting of any kind about me or anything. She's talking about the target that she posted.
Well, let me see here.
They're just going in their driveway now. And it says no posting of any kind. She even held up the injunction of harassment on YouTube so people could see it. She was calling the judge names. Yeah, saying the judge was an idiot. As I go my eye.
As I roll my eyes. And I'm laughing because I didn't call him an idiot, although I very well could have, because that's really what my experience was. So my question is who cares, right? Even if I did, what was she trying to get on his side? Oh, she called the judge names. She called him an idiot as I roll my eyes. I mean, what's her goal here is to get the cop on her side, right? You know, this woman, this me over here, how dare I express what happened in court? How dare I do such a thing?
But I don't monitor. My people let me know.
Now let's go back on that. She just said they're pulling in the driveway now.
They're just pulling in their driveway now.
So she says right to the cop, oh, they're pulling in the driveway right now. But I don't monitor them. I don't monitor them.
You know, because they're trying to keep me safe from her. And that she is correct. I don't leave my home. Too scared to. Kind of weak. You never want to get this virus.
They're keeping me safe. She's got her people watching out for her to keep her safe from me, because I'm such a horrible human being. I'm the big bad wolf, gonna blow it down. So, and then, oh, I'm so sick. You don't ever want to get this virus. Oh, Lord.
She's also drove by my house in the truck, but I can't prove that it was her.
She's also drove by my house. She also drove by my house, but I can't prove it was her. What about her 10 security cameras? What, she didn't catch me driving by? Oh, so I can't drive by the house either? No, because we didn't, did we? We never drove by it. Okay.
For 1 whole year.
1 whole year.
Okay.
You know, because she talks to everybody, even the guy in the double white trailer next to her and the green one. She talks to them all.
Of course I talk to everybody. Yeah, I'm telling everybody what the fuck happened because I think they need to know what's going on with this bullshit. What does that have to fucking do with anything that I talk to people in her, stance, her telling him that? What is he going to do, come and arrest me because I talk to my fucking neighbor?
And he put in the injunction of harassment that she cannot post anything on social media or anything, YouTube or anything like that about me.
Well, does it say YouTube?
That's social media.
Okay.
Uh,
She never mentions who you are.
no, she doesn't have to because she put up that injunction. Everybody knows.
Yeah, but that injunction, I looked at it, it doesn't have your information on there.
She knows who I am.
Yeah, but she's not mentioning who you are. She's allowed to say that a neighbor got an injunction against harassment against me as long as she doesn't say who you are. And she hasn't broken any laws by just mentioning that a neighbor got an injunction against harassment against her. That's not, nobody knows who you are. She's not talking about you. She's not saying who you are. She's not giving your information out. She's not letting anybody know anything about you. All she's saying is that a neighbor put an injunction against harassment against me. That doesn't fall under the statute. That's not going to fall under this order. She's not mentioning who you are. She's not saying anything about you directly.
But that is against me.
That tone right there, but that is against me.
Because you know you have the order against you, but nobody else knows who you are.
And a lot of other people do too, because she has told them, because I've got people driving by my house real slow. That's even in there too. The judge seen that.
She's like all worked up because you know what? I'm going to call my sergeant and I'm going to talk to him. So this is now him talking to his superior to get his take on it, because at this point this officer doesn't believe there's enough there to cite me with an infraction. Yeah, but just because of who this woman is, he needs to call his sergeant, otherwise it's not going to get let go of.
Somehow this lady finds she goes to this lady's YouTube channel. The one that got served has her own YouTube channel. She's got like 500, 600 YouTube videos. And she goes on there, and then she's like, oh, she posted something about me on YouTube. So I'm watching the video, and all the video says is, hey, yeah, my neighbor filed an injunction against harassment against me. You know, she's talking about law. She's talking about how she feels about it. She doesn't say who the neighbor is, doesn't say her name, doesn't say a word about her, except my neighbor posted injunction against harassment against me.
That is a good question. My
But she's
first
not.
inclination is saying no, she's not talking about her, but she's referring to her.
I know, but this is ridiculous. You can't even get on YouTube. You know, she's got her own YouTube channel.
So what does the order, how does the order actually read? What does it actually say?
Let me get it here again. It says this.
About the social media stuff.
It says, the defendant may not post any message or photo on social media to or about the plaintiff. But this doesn't say video. The defendant may not post any message or photo on social media to or about the plaintiff.
But
So now we're dealing with semantics.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's semantics. Is a video a message? I would argue that a video is a message.
Yeah, but that's your interpretation. Maybe that's your perception.
That's true.
But do we not have the Second Amendment right to say how we feel? I mean,
We do, but that's when orders of protection come in, saying what you can and cannot say. And the judge is saying, no, you're not allowed to say these things about your neighbor or to your neighbor. And the question is a YouTube video a message to somebody? It's a message to the audience.
You know, I think this officer, not the sergeant, makes a good point about my First Amendment. He said second, but I think he had guns on his mind. About me being having, why can't I express how I felt about being in court? And I do believe with some of the research that a judge doesn't have the authority to take away somebody's freedom of speech. It was my right, I suppose, to be able to express about what happened. And it may not come across pretty, because it wasn't. But freedom of speech doesn't mean that it's all rainbows and butterflies. Freedom of speech is saying, hey, you know, this isn't right. This is injustice. This is wrong. This isn't okay. The whole bottom line is my freedom of speech. And the sergeant, and you can hear, he's like, oh, I don't know, you know, this YouTube is she's using that as a medium to get out her message about this person. Actually, my message was about our justice, so-called justice system, and what we endured being in there for the first time and how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, but I don't feel comfortable as a police officer going over there and putting this woman in handcuffs because she makes a YouTube because she's frustrated about how she got served this order. It's about dude, you think about it. This is about cats and rocks in the driveway and bullshit shit. This is about, I mean...
So, here's my argument for 4. I'm not saying I want to arrest this lady either. You know, but like if I had a YouTube channel, the purpose of my YouTube channel is to get my message out to the people.
He made his decision in that moment that purpose of my YouTube channel is to get my message out to my people. And, you know, so that was it. That, you know, no matter what, and I think the cop in the car makes more sense than any of them. It's just bullshit. It's 100% bullshit, right?
All right, I told her to stay away from you, not to have any contact with you, she's not allowed to post anything about you, she's not allowed to do anything. So I told her I just pretend that you don't exist, that there's a big wall in between you guys, and you just don't have any contact whatsoever.
Yep, and that's what I've been doing, you know, because I just go to my appointments in Phoenix to the cancer.
Yeah.
I just had surgery a few days ago on my head to remove cancer. And then I come down with this. You know, I don't need the stress.
No, I know.
Over stray cats.
Well, like I said, she was cited. She's going to go to court. I told her she was basically under arrest, but I didn't take her to jail, but I did arrest. She is under arrest for what she did, and she did get cited. She would just have to appear before a judge and explain why she violated a judge's order, and she went against a judge's mandate. So she will have to explain that in court, and then we'll see where we go from there.
And she had to get in her last victimhood, of course, to get his sympathy. And I'm going to share with my audience as well is that this woman never had cancer. She lied about that, and that was a hard one for me. I mean, who does that? Who the fuck lies about having cancer? She's been the instigator of it all, every bit of it. She loves this shit. She gets off on this shit, destroying and ruining lives. That is what she is. This guy came over and he served me the infraction, and he basically told me to go in front of the judge and plead guilty. And I'm really glad I didn't do that because it turned out to be quite a big deal. So I had gone in front of the judge about this video, and the judge then put me in a small room with a prosecutor, and they're offering me a plea deal. And this is no joke, okay, over this video. We're talking jail time, we're talking large amount of money for a fine, we're talking peace classes and all this stuff. I just take the plea and just admit that I posted and I meant, harm to this woman. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not taking your fucking plea. I was so pissed. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I left, looked right at my husband. I said, I think it's time to get an attorney. And so to sum it up, the attorney, honestly, he just took care of everything. Yeah, it costs us money, and it's money well spent. I'll say it was well spent. And my attorney was really fabulous, and the infraction was dropped. I actually won because of my freedom of speech. And that was really it, is that the judge had no legal grounds to take away my freedom of speech. I wrote a book, and it's called I Will Never Know. And this, if you want to know, read the whole story. This is all transcribed from court with my neighbor, her son. This is mind-boggling. And please, it's on Amazon. And I'm it's a good book. It's a good read. And who knows, maybe it educate others. Because it's not just about the laws with cats. It's not just about cats. But it's about what people get away with when they cry wolf and when they're victimhood. And if you take a good look at this woman's list of involvements with the Mesa PD alone, you'll see right there that this woman has done nothing but walk through and destroy people's lives over what? And why? I mean, it's hard to comprehend, it's hard to understand. And this one was fun, of course. This is a fiction, a trilogy, and how far would you go when you have nothing left to lose? I'm telling you, you'll like this one. How far would you go when you have nothing left to lose? It's a good question. Ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to protect what you need to protect? Thank you so much, and I have another thing set up already to go, but the donkey honky tonky in justice system is not justice. That part's done, and I appreciate all your love. Okay, now you guys can tear me to shreds in the comments.